Precure episode 16. And I will be watching it from Crunchyroll's website. And I will be starting my reaction in 1, 0, and go. Alright, I'm pumped up for this. And then it's always... Oh man, I love that! I love their logo. Honestly, one of the best kick-ass logos for an animation company. Hello, Manatsu. Honestly, last week was pretty damn nice. I actually don't mind seeing some of the animation from last week's episode. The animators did a really damn good job. Although, honestly, though, hey, you know, the scenery actually looks good. I ain't gonna lie. Oh, that's actually cute. Seeing them do first-time activities with Laura. It actually does a great job of building chemistry between all the girls. I just love how Minoru has to add the extra detail. I like this though. Of course. Of course that would definitely arouse the interest order. Oh. I mean, hey. I love the way she says it all in a pouty way. They really love them melon buns. I gotta admit though, they look good. Guys, what am I doing that time to prepare that? Oh, dude, this is like terrible. Oh, oh, yes. Wow. Damn, Kunin could do anything. He's a skateboarder. He can take freaking photos. He can cosplay as a fucking stuffed toy. I mean, what can the dude not do? Oh, he really wants to walk with the girls all alongside him. And I kind of do like that. It's a nice extension of last week because when Mina said that she enjoyed being a mermaid, but she prefers to be her human self. When Laura was talking about herself, Laura mentioned how fun it was to be in a human form, but she didn't really emphasize whether she would completely and utterly enjoy being a mermaid. So kind of like how this is already looking like it's going to play off of that. So that is some... a damn good writing. Speaking of which, in the opening, it looks like... I mean, I know it's an opening, but it's always kind of fun how in the opening, it looks like Laura can motherfucking fly all Superman's, well, I should say, all Goku style. Like the way she can just move in there all freely. I found that interesting. I wonder if it's either an exaggeration because it's an opening with happy vibes, or is that something that might actually happen in the series? Reason why I say that is because who knows, they might actually mean it literally, and that could end up being a good surprise for the Tropical-Rouge Precure series. And plus, it always kind of makes me sad seeing Laura want to have fun, but she can't because she's limited by her bodily limitations. Alright, now it's back. I always love that song. The witch's trap Laura was captured. I'm honestly not gonna blame this queen for, well, this evil queen for being pissed off. I wonder if she's gonna be the one to come up with the plan of all of her girls being captured. Seems like that could be the case. Yeah. Yo, you are visible in the camera. You know that, Crimson Titan, right? That's just not Bud Crimson time. Aww. I hope I need negatives. Oh, okay. Wait, there's a chick flipper ice cream? That sounds like it tastes absolutely funky. If you ask me. I mean, I'm not gonna blame Laura though. But at the same time, Manatsu's the hyperactive type, so she might not. I just love that chemistry between Laura and Manatsu, where sometimes Laura teases the hell out of Manatsu. I don't know if they can truly believe those words of Laura, though. I'm just joking. Laura's smart. She's becoming definitely adaptive, moving around humans. I hope that only means that Laura's exploring something of her own volition and she hasn't been automatically captured already. I don't think Laura would do it. I mean, well, yeah, the bones would get soggy in the water in the aquapod. I don't think that'd work out if Laura were to try that. But it's cute for Monat to be thinking of that possibility, though. Either way, yo. And I could see why she want to act independently, because sometimes the girls do act independently from Laura. So it makes sense that Laura would all want her own bit of independence from time to time. Yep. Hey, that's actually pretty smart because. Oh! I mean, Laura ain't doing. Yeah, but Laura's not doing a good job of hiding that because she's not looking at Minoni's eyes directly. Uh huh. She's further not doing a good job of hiding. She's sweating and she's not even averting her gaze towards Minori. Oh, no, no, no. Okay, that sounds like a horrible drawback. Okay, at least they're going to imply that there are certain lines that our Laura wouldn't cross at the very least. I mean, she ain't wrong. In life, sometimes to get something, you gotta sacrifice something. So, that's actually a pretty dang good fact of life. It's just usually, in most cases, you want to end up giving up the least amount of possible to get what you want. You know, at this point, whoever sells the melon bread's gonna know all the girls by name. Considering how much melon bread they actually like how when this is one of the cases where someone being vague is actually working in its favor. Because Minorin, she nudges Minox in the right direction to start pressing a little on details, but not giving anything too specific so that I can open up, at least potentially open up Laura and Manatsu's relationship a bit more. Oh. That is the goal, but with the thing about Laura is she needs to be more honest with what she wants, though. And that's Manatsu's issue. Sometimes she takes things a bit too much at face value, but it's realistic, though, because people her age, especially when they're hyperactive like Manatsu, do take things too much at face value sometimes. But that's the type of character flaw I love about Manatsu, though. Because hopefully she'll fix that eventually. So it actually gives her a potential arc. Woo! With that amount of detailed backstory, I wonder how much Laura prepped up just in case there's a figurative rainy day. Precure kind of has kind of rhymes with Precure to a certain extent at the very least. Woo! It's actually a clutch save from Manatsu there. Because usually they sometimes show off Manatsu as a little bit socially clumsy. Even though she's really sociably active. But like how in this instance, it actually showed you your emotional intelligence and coming up with a nice cover story. When it comes to, instead of trying to press on the topic of giving our girl Laura a pedicure, she tries to go for the manicure instead. I like scenes like this. Okay, I'm assuming this is how they're going to come up with the plan of capturing Laura. Well, more likely the aquapod there. It's going to have Laura in it. Yo, that is actually pretty damn freaking brilliant. And this is actually something I'm liking more in this series than Healing and Precure. In Healing and Precure, the villains were fucking stupid sometimes. Like, literally, they had ample opportunities to take on the girls by teaming up on them. Multiple fucking times that I can count. In this series, you at least see them wanting to capture the aquapod, which is a smart plan, Shit. Honestly, these villains have like 300 IQ level intelligence in comparison to the villains from Healing Good Precure. Don't get me wrong, I like Healing Good Precure overall. But that series had flaws in its script. Thankfully, this series ain't fallen into similar trappings, at least so far, because it is on episode 16. But Healing Good showed off its issues around episode 4. So definitely the foundation for Tropical-Rouge is a lot more stronger. Aww. And I love how here Manatsu always tries to include Laura. That's... Honestly, Kururun is like the most cutest photographer I've seen in animation. And that's saying a lot. Because I watch a lot of freaking anime. And I hope our girls are ready to scrap. Oh boy. You know, normally like this should be easy. The thing is, though, the opposition has seen our girls fight. Wait! It is a group transformation? Yo! Oh, that is a surprise. Hey, you know what, Zoe? I gotta salute your efforts. Holy cow! Because in a group, it makes watching the transformations, even though, yes, the follow-up is the same. I love how at least they change up the start by doing the whole group element. Okay. Whatever score I'm going to give this episode, I'm going to give it an extra point just because of that extra. I just love Sungo. Kikoro. Don't get me wrong, I love Kira Summer Kira Koroba, Kira Papaya, and then something about Kyo Flamingo when she does her pose. Yeah, it always puts a smile to my face. Okay. Oh, but I don't like the sound of that. I always love how Songless first egg thing is not to dodge, but just block the attack. And here's something I'm loving about this series too. The enemy always tries to attack the girls whenever they're airborne. That is something I always had an issue with dealing with Precure in a lot of episodes where I'm like, the girls are airborne. You can hit them when they're airborne. Here, it never has that issue. And you know you're visible in the camera because I'm tiny, but it's okay. Say hello to YouTube while I'm acting to this. Yeah, you can say hello real quick. It's already too late. You're in the camera, man. Oh! Whoa, what you got? I gotta have some key animation. Wait, is it like a magical connection between Laura and the magic pots? They look different! Literally, the top... Oh, I mean, I guess maybe the base designs are somewhat similar. Okay, that was brilliant. I mean, shit. That was dirty but brilliant. I love that tactic. And talk about dramatically escalating the stakes, too. Oh, I thought for a second the episode was going to end at this spot because I was like, wait, no, it's going to be a pain waiting for it for a week, but thankfully it's not going to end at that point. Yo, I'm actually glad Kudoran is there. And that's something I love about this series, too. Like, Kudoran, they could have just settled for making Kudoran a cute mascot character now to work, but actually Kudoran's been useful over the last few episodes. To an extent, at the very least. So that is actually pretty damn freaking cool. Ah! But you know what? Eventually, I think Laura will start talking about all of that once she gets to know Manatsu further, though. I think it's just a matter of time. Although who knows if she's going to know about those dudes. No, that's a good plan because maybe she'll know something based off of the mythology. Like I'm saying, like in books, considering this series has perspective on mermaids, maybe she can give some kind of snippet towards Manatsu that they can utilize. So you know what? That's pretty smart from her. And you know, that's something actually pretty cool about the ocean and also the planet. Just a lot of mysteries. And it really helps make someone appreciate the beauty of the earth even further. So I kind of like it. Even though it's not in your face, I like the nuanced environmental message. Because some series, when they have a message of environmental origin, they just beat you over the head with it. This series doesn't do that. It does it nuanced. I mean, no, they shouldn't assume that because Loa should be willing to bout for any of the girls. But I could see why some of them might be inclined to thinking that. Whoa, so it can actually be used in that capacity, the Alchem pot. Okay, that's actually pretty dang baller as fuck. Oh, should I say that's tropical shining? That's what I should say. Alright, looks like it's going to set up for an epic confrontation. Hey, you know, yeah, they've actually never mentioned whether they can actually breathe in the water or not, but that's cool to know, actually. Oh, it's gonna end on a cliffhanger, isn't it? That's really adorable. I'm assuming they're gonna remove that once she sees the queen, though. I mean, the witch, I should say. Hey, you know, I actually would want to hear more about the perspective of her. Of Laura at the very least. Yo, she sniffed that out easily. But I'm assuming, though, that there's going to be downsides if Laura does become a human, though. Oh, no, I don't think there's no way else she's going to help other the witch. No, that feels like there's going to be way too many consequences for her helping out that witch. But I do love that, though. She is preying on Laura's inner desires and insecurities. Oh man, I swear, every single time I say let's dance, it sounds so damn good. Now, in saying that, I like how today's motivation was Laura, like it should be. Now, if I had to rate this episode, I am definitely going to be giving it a 9.5 out of 10 because honestly, this series has been on a hot streak in the last few weeks. Yeah, no, I don't even think Tropical-Rouge Precure has had any episode that has pissed me the fuck off. After 16 episodes, I am actually freaking impressed. Because I remember in the same, like, once Healing Good Precure got into, like, the 16 episode mark, I remember there being at least 2 or maybe 3 episodes at this point that pissed me the fuck off. This series doesn't have any episodes that pissed me the fuck off at all. So for that, I gotta salute Zoe. And that also explains why Tropical-Rouge Precure has actually higher viewership in Japan than Healing Good did. Because I do track that each week. I always see how Healing Good and well, I always saw how Healing Good did week by week because I love that series. And I always see how this series does weekly too. And this series is doing better. And I also keep track too of I kept track of Gegege no Gotaro. And now I was check if Digimon's around for those of the curious. But anyways, great episode for a variety of reasons, which I'll explain once I see the P review for next week. Well, I wonder why her hand looks rough. Oh.
I read something.
Whoa! Okay, this looks cool. Oh shit, we're gonna see new. Yes! Finally! Cure! Oh! Cure Lamar! Fuck! Lamar! Yes! Because I remember seeing that key visual go around, but. Yo, Crimson, I haven't even finished the video yet. I haven't even said goodbye. Dude. Now, for the yeah, you can. Well, yeah, you can mention that right when I finish with the reaction. Now, as for the episode itself, holy fuck, there was a lot to unpack. But in saying that though, Toei, what is with your addiction to spoiling things in the preview? Toei, why? Like last week, a few weeks ago, you spoiled Dai's Dragon Quest abilities when he had it in his hand. You spoiled the reveal of Mam when she came back in one of the Dragon Quest Adventure Dai episodes in the preview. And then in Digimon, I don't even need to go with Digimon 2020, but in Digimon 2020, you spoiled some things like Anja Woman's transformation. Now in this series, don't get me wrong, I'm happy we're getting tastes of Kier Lamer. She looks absolutely cool, but I kind of would have liked to have seen Kier Lamer as a surprise, though. Like, I don't want that to be revealed straight up. I wanted, like, when... Don't get me wrong, yeah? I have seen key visuals because I do subscribe to a lot of anime channels. But still, though, I would have loved to have had that surprise of how the transformation looks like in animation for the actual episode itself, Toei. Toei, like, seriously, what is with your addiction to spoiling things in previews? But anyways, enough about me venting on that. That's just something Toei's done for decades. For some odd reason, they just love doing that. I have no idea why. And I know this because I keep up with a lot. Literally, this season, I watch 3 Toei animes for this season. I watch Dragon Quest, the Digimon, and Tropical-Rouge, Precure. And they do the same thing in those 2 other series that I'm watching. I'm currently not watching One Piece, but I'm assuming they probably spoil things in One Piece previews too. But yeah, it just seems to be a Toei thing to do. It is like the Toei way. But no, all jokes aside, the episode was great for a variety of reasons. For one, you're getting to see Laura contemplate wanting to be a human by reading books when you see her sadness. And they've been giving this plot point build-up for multiple weeks. Yeah, last week was like the biggest amount of build-up we got towards that, but this episode really tackles that head-on. And I like it because it gives all that build-up in the previous episodes a lot of payoff. And in addition to that, something I do love about this episode too, I love how the Aquapot, they utilize it not just for those emotional moments like when you saw Laura's mother look at the photos from the Aquapot to see how her daughter was doing, but I love how now there's even practical implications like when the Aquapot was utilized to make sure that the girls know where Laura was at. That's some good writing because the Aquapot, well, yes, you could argue it's a plot device. It is a well-utilized plot device because it's been used for emotional moments. Now it's used for practical moments. And I like that because it doesn't feel like an asshole because the Aquapot has been something that the series has been establishing for multiple episodes, or at least its photo-taking capabilities. And that's why I thought the writing in the episode was brilliant when it comes to the conflict resolution and even the fighting. Because from a story standpoint, I love how you always see the antagonists. They try to take advantage by trying to always get the girls up in the air so that they can attack them while they're in midair. But I like how you have the girls have counterattacks to that. Like when you see our Minorin, when she gets attacked, she tries to like move so that she doesn't get hit by attack directly. And that's the type of brilliance I love seeing in this series. So even the storyboarding and choreography, even though yes, there are some episodes in this series that do not have amazing direction, the storyboarding is amazing so that even animators that aren't top tier can look freaking amazing. And that's what I thought the episode was just absolutely and utterly glorious from a story standpoint and also a character standpoint because I ain't gonna lie. What is there to hate from a character standpoint when you've got constantly our girl Laura going through self-exploration and you always got Minato trying to include Laura like with the pedicure. You get to see Laura interact with Minato's mother. You see our Laura in different social situations. You constantly adapt to the environment. And plus, something I do like is you always saw when Asuka was first interacting with Laura, there was like some bitter edge in their interactions, and now that bitter edge is gone. So there is actual multiple facets of character development in this episode that are really good to see. That's why I love the character moments. And now, even though the witch, because you can tell that she doesn't just manipulate people utilizing her power, she tries to manipulate people, preying on their emotional weaknesses, like when she's trying to prey on Laura's deep desire to be a human, even though she hasn't said it out there yet. I mean, Laura doesn't do a good job of hiding it with her facial expressions. And that's why this episode had so many character beats. Hell, even the antagonist, the brilliant plan of separating Laura from the Aquapaw and then distracting her enough so that they can at least capture her in her fishing. It was just utter brilliance. And I love that. It shows you that the villains in the series, they ain't dumbasses. That's why I thought the strip was absolutely fantastic. Now, from an animation art standpoint, yeah, the animation wasn't as good as last week. Last week's the animation was, it looked good. This week, it looked fine. It wasn't anything embarrassing bad. If anything, it still looked better than some seasonal animes. Like, it looked better than that series. And that series is a seasonal, while this series is a long runner. So more respect to Tropical-Rouge Precure for looking better than even some seasonal animes, even though the series is a long runner. Hell, this series looks better than Blue Reflection Ray, and Blue Reflection Ray is a magical anime. That's a 2-core, and yet this series has the disadvantage of being a long runner because it doesn't have the advantage of having massive amounts of pre-production in comparison to its contemporaries. So that's why I gotta always give respect to the animation quality because, well, yes, I could just easily say, yeah, the visuals look good. No, I always like going at least a little bit of detail because since I'm watching all the non-sequel and non-seasonal animes for the last 5 seasons, I gotta give credit to the series because of that. It deserves it. Now, it also shined in the vocal performances, especially Laura's voice actress. I thought she had a nice, nuanced voice performance. Even Manatsu, too. Because, while yes, Manatsu was usually bright and cheery as always, I love how in this episode, you also had some scenes where she wasn't absolutely bright and cheery. So, that was really good. Sound effects were great, and that's why I thought the episode was a near perfect 9.5 out of 10. Which normally I'd give it 8.5, but you remember what I said. That group transformations at the start at the bit was so fantastic. I'm like, you know what? I'll give you an extra point because of that. But yeah, these are my thoughts on Tropical-Rouge Precure episode 16. I would love to hear your thoughts on how I feel about my reaction in the comment section below. Hope y'all rate the video, share it, comment, or subscribe if you do not want to miss my reaction to episode 17. And I will see y'all later if you come back for more because I'm definitely excited for the next episode. But anyways, y'all, thank you so much for watching. I'm Dazzling to everyone. Bye-bye.